All right, we all know our first guest as the bewitching Willow Rosenberg from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Come forward, blessed one.
Please welcome Alyson Hannigan right here.
That's not the best clip to show, I don't think. The guy, yeah. I mean,
sorry.
There's a reason for that. No, the deer wasn't actually there. It was never hurt. It was just sweet, and I hated doing that.
Yeah. I don't know if people really registered with that because they're still thinking about the Kilbatini. They're thinking about the mixing and then.
Yes. And I've been to Crazy Girls.
I'm sure you have.
I had no idea that
it used to be the old Kilborns. Yeah. Tell them the big news. Now, it's hard to follow. Where are we going to switch tomorrow to see your Buffy?
Okay, we are on.
I mean, to see the Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
UPN. It's the same time,
It
same
used
day.
to be on
It was on the WB.
And now it's on UPN. And it's also, I think, it's on tomorrow night at the same time as our second guest show, Emerald. You guys are competing on different networks.
Well, so, I told you about my show first.
Yeah. Why did it move to UPN?
Money.
Money?
Basically, it's all this technical stuff that's really boring that, licensing fee came up and blah, blah, blah.
Our audience likes to talk about that, hear about licensing fees. So UPN paid more money.
Yeah, wanted us more than anyone.
How have they treated you?
They have been spectacular.
Because it's a small little network and it does well, right?
Yeah, and they've just, greeted us with open arms and they...
Gifts?
Yeah.
Such
nice.
as?
Oh, like a Cartier watch and some Cristal.
Is that true?
Yeah, like a basket of caviar and just...
That means you won't get anything for Christmas, probably. That's it. That's for the whole year, right there.
Yeah, it was just lovely. I didn't really know Cristal was so I just threw it in with the celery and my vegetable cooler.
They don't serve Cristal at Crazy Girls, by the way. They don't have it there.
And so Emma from the show, she was like, Alyson, it's Cristal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still sitting in my vegetable
Very sophisticated. What do you play on the show Buffy? Do you play what we call in the business a lesbian?
Yes.
This is interesting. You actually made the cover of the magazine out.
Yes, I
did. Now, were your parents a little surprised when they saw this? Or did they maybe your mom and dad don't get a subscription to Out?
Right. Actually, I think their subscription just ran out right before the cover.
That's kind of odd, though. This is a magazine for what? For lesbians, right? Or for gay people?
Yeah.
I'm not that well versed in this.
Yeah.
And why are they putting a fictitious lesbian on the cover as opposed to aren't there enough real ones to go around?
Well, I think that the show has done a lot of good for lesbians and for the
They kill deers. That's what they do. That's all I know. That's my only connection.
No, our relationship is really sweet, and we don't hurt animals.
Right.
It's the witch side of Willow.
Now this is we're moving on to a different. This is FHM. Their top beautiful.
That's Emma.
That's Emma?
Yeah, she told me that Cristal was good champagne.
This is your girl?
She's on the show, too.
And so is Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yes.
And where did you finish? This is a list of the sexiest women in the world, right?
Some of them. I don't know if that actually is, but
they
do every year. They do like a list of the top 100.
You finished ahead of Sarah Michelle in some list,
in the
right?
British one.
The British one?
Yes.
You were. What were you?
I was number 10 and she was 11.
That's still a win.
Yes.
Right ahead of her. How does that make her feel? What does she think?
I don't think she cares. But I was happy. I love those UK people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then in like the American version, I'm like, I don't even know if I'm in the 100.
Really?
She's probably, top 10 still.
Yeah, she does pretty well.
But that's all right. I love the Brits.
Yeah. Can you stay with us? We're going to play 5 questions when we come back with Alyson. I like saying that. Hannigan. Dantanas.
I like
Hannigan.
I like the way you say those names.
Thank you. Alyson, you were in American Pie and American Pie 2.
Yes.
And you were very good. I ask you now, it's such a moneymaker. Will there be an American Pie 3 in your opinion?
Well, I just don't know. I don't think so unless it's, the boys on Viagra. 60 years from now.
Are you tired of it?
Where else can, I've said before, how much can those guys get into before they're just locked away?
Yeah. So you think it's run its course?
Well, I say that, and then I see a brilliant script, and I'm like, hey, so Craig, I'm here to promote American Pie 3.
Tell them, I always find it interesting, some of your first jobs before you became an actress. Now, I know you were a babysitter. Tell them who you were a babysitter for.
For Bob Saget's children.
Yeah. What does that entail?
Just normal babysitting.
Are there wiffle balls around? Are there a lot of that kind of stuff?
I'm sure they probably had a few wiffle balls.
Yeah.
Lovely girls.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Did he pay you well? Or is there a standard rate? Is there a standard?
No, and he and his wife took me to Hawaii to babysit the kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sad.
Because she was pregnant with her second child, and she couldn't really pick up the baby. So
hey, there you are. And how old were you then?
I was about 15.
15, you were a babysitter.
Yeah.
When did you work at the video store?
When I was 18. It was sort of, I need to do some real job experience, and I'll go on weekends work at the video store. That basically all they did was rent pornos.
Oh, really? It was a normal place, though, right?
It's just a mom and pop video store, but it was 90% porn.
Really? How did you feel as a sweet 18-year-old girl checking out the, Debbie does...
Right. Well, I was very impressed with the titles of the films. The play on movies. And,
they do that all the time.
Yeah, they really do. And, there were some shady customers that, they return the videos. You're like, oh, thanks. I'll just... don't exactly want to touch this one.
There weren't multiple rentals, were they?
Oh, yes.
Did they ever take up more than one porno?
Yeah. Well, the maximum...
I've never done that. I've never rented a porno, so how would I know?
Well, let me explain how it works to you. So there's a maximum number that the video store will let you rent, which at this store was 6.
Woo! Party! That's a month right there.
Yeah, and now I only work Saturday and Sundays from 10 to 6 p.m. or something.
Yeah.
There was one customer who would come in right as I opened, rent the maximum, then I would see him twice more before 6 p.m. He'd return the 6, rent 6 more. It was just, I don't know why.
Guy's an athlete.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Very good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for 5 questions. Geography, I am slaying vampires in Transylvania. What country am I in? Very difficult.
Oh, I think you're in the San Fernando Valley, aren't you?
Romania. That's tough, isn't it? Their category is funny numbers. How many homers does Barry Bonds currently have?
69.
That is correct. Better way to kill vampires, wooden stake through the heart or 5 back-to-back episodes of Inside Schwartz?
Well, I they'd say the steak.
Aren't you nice? We'll accept that. Yeah. Listen carefully and identify this instrument if you can.
Well, that's my one true love, the flute.
That's good. And finally, you're an actress. Now, this is just...
False. No. Oh, sorry.
This is a stretch. This has nothing to do with you, by the way.
Okay.
This is a stretch for you. You're an actress. Show us lights on, nobody's home.
Lights on, no. Okay.
Very good. Very good. Great to see you again.
Nice.
Hey, get right in there. See? Buffy the Vampire Slayer, UPN on Tuesday nights. The premiere is tomorrow night.
Yes.
Big hand for